All right, well, here's a project I've been looking forward to getting to since last fall, and that's to see if we can move this shipping container with the tractor and or truck. Do I have enough horsepower? So the trick is, I'm going to put this wheel kit on the front over here. I've already got a wheel kit on in the back. I put this on last fall, but the snow came and I just didn't get a chance to try it. My initial plan was I was just going to get a piece of equipment and pick this end up and then be able to move it wherever I need to. This one has to go right over here on this pad, but I'm thinking if I picked up a second wheel kit thinking if I mount this here, maybe I'll be able to roll this if I have enough horsepower on the property here without equipment or without renting equipment. And if I can get this to roll, that means I can move these shipping containers and hopefully get them onto these pads. But before I can try to get it on the pad, my first objective is to see if I can at least get it to roll. If I've got enough horsepower and I can get it to roll, I know my odds are greatly increased anyway. But if I can't even get it to roll, then I'll have no choice but to get some equipment and get it moved that way. First thing I have to do today, though, is get this second wheel kit mounted on the container like I did the first one, and we'll get that done now, and then we'll see if we can get it rolling. Let's go. Okay, so first thing we got to do is get this jacked up enough so that we can get the wheels on. And hopefully our jack fits under here. All right, so what's happening here is when it was mounted over on this side, you had this wall right here that the back of the stand here could hit against. Over here, it's kind of recessed. You got the door hinge right here. So I'm just going to find something to put in between this little crack right here to stop the jack from going back. It just kind of wants to go back a little bit. And the more it goes back, it kicks out on the bottom. So find something to take care of that. All right, a couple things I've already learned in this process. First time I've ever done it, so it's always a learning curve. You want to, if you've already got one set of wheels on, which I do obviously, you want to chalk the wheels with something just to prevent it from rolling backwards. Initially I had when I was picking up the front, it started rolling backwards. So I came back and chalked the wheels. And the other thing I discovered was because of the space between this jack support here and the hinge, this space here, this wanted to lean back and it was digging into the jack down here, and obviously it just wanted to kick out. So I found a chunk of metal here. I was trying to use wood at first, but it would just crush the wood. And this seems to be the perfect size. This is just some chunk of metal I had kicking around. I use on my press. But I'll definitely get a couple pieces of these because that's a perfect size. Fits perfectly in here. Hopefully it's not going to damage the hinge here because it's going to be putting some pressure up against that, but there's really no way around that. We just have to continue going. So I've already topped out on the jack here. I'm going to have to support it underneath and then lift the jack up and do it one more time. And same thing over here. I didn't have two chunks of metal, I only had one, so I kind of rigged it a little bit with this piece I found, because if you just put wood, it just crushes the wood and just continues to lean into it. So that wasn't really working, but I've got it blocked up. I'm going to let the jacks down and then pick the jacks back up, or extend them a little bit and keep going. We probably don't have too far to go, probably about halfway there, almost halfway there. This has the same kind of locking mechanism on the back. I've got to fit this on the inside of that hole right there. This will unscrew, and then so I got to get it up probably about that high. So yeah, about halfway almost. All right, I'm learning as I go here, but basically set up another 4x4 piece under here, and like I said before, I got this chunk of metal. Everything's nice, square and straight. Over on this side, although I didn't have the same size metal, I was able to turn this one sideways, and that fit just about perfectly. Same thing, a little 4x4 block. Of course, once you know, we're getting a little rain shower now, so I don't know how much further I'm going to be able to go today, but I'll go as far as I can until I start getting too wet. I just checked the radar. It says it's supposed to be a light rain. It doesn't look like it's going to last, so I'm going to keep going. All right, next thing we do is throw the strap over to hold those in place. Okay, rain shower passed, pretty much done. So as you've been seeing, I had to take the wheel off because the way this works, this style here, it doesn't twist and lock like this does. This one, there's a nut and a bolt. You put the nut on the inside over here, and then you put your bolt through. As you can see, I had to support it with this strap. That's the way it's designed. You just put it in place with the strap, then you reach underneath, put your nut, put your bolt through, tighten it up, and there's your axle. And same with this side. Right, that one's on. Okay, wheels are on. Now we just let it down, and we'll see how it goes from there. All right, there you go. 4 wheels. That was a learning experience for sure. I did those last fall, and I don't remember. It basically went through the same process, and a couple of steps I forgot. But you got to remember to put the straps on to hold the axles up. They're pretty heavy. So once you put the strap on to hold the axle in place, then you can get the nut on from inside here. If you can see it, but there's a nut in here, and the bolt goes through this side, and that's what holds this on. And then you put your wheels on. I suppose you could probably do it either way, But I got 3 more containers to do, so I'll learn the process and get it refined for sure. Certainly handy to have a couple good blocks in place if your jacks aren't going to extend far enough. But other than that, I think I'm going to fire up the tractor and get it hooked up and see if I can pull it forward a little bit. This should be fun. This is what I've been waiting for. Let's see what happens. All right, not really sure where to pass this chain through. I'm going to try it right here. If I see I'm struggling too much, I'll find another location. It's bolted solidly to the frame up here, but obviously there's only a couple pins for the backhoe here, so I don't want to destroy anything, obviously. But if it rolls easy, I know I'm okay. If I'm struggling, I'm going to stop, reposition the chain. So let's give this a try.
Yay!
There you go. I was able to move it. Tractor didn't struggle at all. Only problem is I can't steer it. So I'm gonna have to get creative in trying to make sure I get it lined up properly. The reason I moved it down into this location is because from here I can take the wheels off and mount them on this side so that I can roll it up to the slab this way here. At least that's my plan. But in the meantime, I got one small problem. No slack in the chain here. It's pretty tight and I'm right up against the container. I didn't give myself any room at all, but not a big deal. I'll just pop the pin out of the hook here. Actually, I'll do it on the other side. I got more room and that should come right out. So I'll tackle that next. But whew, pretty happy to see that move. No problem at all. Like I said, I'll have to get creative on trying to figure out how to steer it a little bit, unless I can line them up perfectly, but I think I can do it. Even if I have to put set of wheels on one side and move this way and then move the other side or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But for right now, pretty happy. I was able to move it, no problem. And now I can take the wheels off and I'm going to go do the other 2 green containers, 40-foot out back. I'd like to pull those forward just enough so that we can get the greenhouse set up out back there. And then at some point, when another month or so or whatever, I have more time, I'll figure out how to get these up on the slabs. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with the way it worked out. And it's always fun trying new things as long as stuff works out for you. Anyway, thanks for joining us in this video. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye.
I'll keep praying to heaven and fighting like hell.